everyone, and welcome back to the PanelCast. I'm your host, Freddie, here with the lovely AJ.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing today, AJ?
I am not well, Freddie. Not well
Nor
at
am
all.
I. And we'll explain why in a little bit, but for right now, other than that, doing all right? Feeling a little healthy?
Sure. As you can tell, I am in honor, wearing my mask.
I got my shirt
helmet.
on. We'll explain more on that in a minute. A lot of you already know, but hey, for those who don't know, we'll talk about that soon. And today is episode 319 of the PanelCast. And today we are going to be reviewing Batman Knightfall, Apple TV series WondLA, hard to say, and Motor City. We also have some news stories to share and AEW's Match of the Week. AJ, why don't you start us off today?
Well, unfortunately, today started off with a bad day. Bad news. Hold on.
Yeah, a little bit hard to hear under there.
Today started off with some bad news, and in true fashion, the law of threes got us today, and that we lost one of the greats, Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime. He passed away today at the age of 85. It hasn't been released on how he passed away yet. We don't know. But Entertainment Tonight put together a nice little tribute reel, and I'd like to show it tonight, right now, if you don't mind. Here we go. As soon as I figure out how to work this thing. Here we go.
I'm very grateful that I have a voice. I've had a lot of fun with voices over the years, doing a lot of cartoons, but certainly Optimus Prime is the pinnacle of all those years. He's the greatest. But, I'm really happy for it.
Welcome to Nest, recruits. Carry on.
Peter Cullen, the iconic voice behind Transformers Optimus Prime, has died. He was 85 years old.
Autobots, roll out. This is Entertainment Tonight.
Born in Canada, Peter got his start in entertainment in the late 60s on the kids' TV show The Buddies.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Should I go to sleep and have the nightmares?
Soon after, he became the announcer for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour before joining the ensemble of the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour.
Your Highness.
While working with Sonny and Cher, Peter started doing voiceover work, leading him to the role that would define his career.
Do you ever drop like the Optimus Prime voice when you're like out to dinner or like when you're like at the airport or something saying thank you?
Well, I must admit, maybe after a couple of apple ciders, I'll throw out Autobots, transform, and roll out. High tide, my friend. Welcome to Earth.
He voiced Autobot Optimus Prime in dozens of Transformers projects over 40 years, most recently in 2023's Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
You brought a human here?
I'm nobody. I ain't even seen nothing. I'm not even seeing anything right now.
I started the series back in 1984. It has been over 40 years, since the beginning of Transformers.
Peter also lent his talents to hundreds of other characters, including Predator in, Predator. And Winnie the Pooh's pal, Eeyore.
It's my house, all right.
After a career full of more action-oriented roles, what was it like to take up the role of Eeyore with the Disney company?
Relief. I did them for 17 years.
Peter died at his home in LA on Wednesday, surrounded by loved ones. A cause of death is not yet public. He's survived by his 4 children and 3 grandchildren.
For
There you go. Time for the mess up.
I'm here, I swear.
Yeah. And we're just all distraught over the loss of Peter Cullen, and it's just sad that he's gone. He's the voice of a generation and an icon of a generation. He is the voice that I grew up on. As I stated earlier, I made a video earlier today about how I have just a large collection of Optimus Prime figures, to include his head. I grew up with Peter Cullen's voice in my ear. So it's truly a great loss for us, for me, in that aspect. Freddie?
Yeah, same, because I've known him from Optimus Prime. I did not know a lot of the voices he'd done, but they were very recognizable. And then thinking back on it at the time, I was like, oh my God, that was Peter Cullen. But one of the biggest blocks for my generation was also during the Toonami run. He was the narrator for all the commercials for Toonami. So hearing his voice then and there was great, and it just brings back great memories every time I see somebody repost those.
Yeah, every time. So Peter Cullen lost one of the greats today.
Yes,
All right, Freddie, make us happy.
All right, so moving on, which one did you want to do first? Do you want to do Batman Knightfall?
Yeah, let's take on Batman Knightfall. Not a happy story, but it's not this.
Gotham City needs Batman.
Batman, you haven't slept since Arkham exploded 2 days ago. Maybe we should ask John Paul for help. His training is coming along.
We're all that stands between those inmates and the fall of Gotham.
They say you are the greatest detective. And yet you did not see this coming. I intend to break you.
Then give it your best shot.
Let chaos reign in Gotham.
We have to help Batman.
Suit up.
Well, that's a gritty new look for the Dark Knight.
Something else is going on out there.
Come get some!
The guilty must pay.
There you have it. Batman Knightfall Part 1 came out this past week, and I sat down and I gave it a watch. Woo! Was that movie exhausting? If you're unaware of the Knightfall series, based off of a series of comic books, a run that came out a few years ago, very long time ago, actually, on DC Comics. And it was one of those crossover events that took place over a lot of different comics in the DC universe. And what it involved was someone had let out all the villains from Arkham Asylum, let them loose all over Gotham, and Batman had to go and capture them all over a span of time. Now, he doesn't give himself a break. He runs himself ragged, and all the villains are just going crazy and having a blast. He takes it upon himself to do all this stuff, and in the meantime, runs himself exhausted, and it eventually leads to his downfall. So that's what this series is showing all the events that lead up to that part, and eventually that part itself. For me, it was brutal. I thought it was a very brutal series, episode, show, whatever you want to call it, part 1. It held nothing back. It did not follow the books per se, but it didn't veer too far. it seemed to focus on the brutality more than anything. And I kind of enjoyed that because that's what we needed. That's what this is. It's a very down-to-earth, back-breaking, fucked up story. And so that you feel exhausted by the end. You're supposed to feel like Batman does at the end of all of this. And that's the feeling and emotion that you get from watching this movie, in my opinion. I dug it. I thought it was great. I'm excited for the next two parts.
Yeah, I don't know when the next two parts are coming now, but I'm excited for those as well. Did they have a schedule or?
They might. I didn't look it up. I'm lazy.
Me too. I'm like, oh.
Today was a bad day, like I said.
But yeah, no, I mean, the animation for this show looks great. I think I've seen a few of the comic strips, and the animation for it does do pretty well in its or does give it a little bit of justice. I'm still weirded out by the shoulder pad things.
Yeah, the spikies.
Yeah, I'm like,
shoulder pads.
What's gonna happen if you need it? Like, nope, you're just gonna stab yourself in the head that way. That's the only thing about his suit. It's questionable to me, but no, the storyline, it is fun. I'm enjoying it. Like you said, it's very brutal. It's keeps you on the edge of your seat. But for those like me, I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I'm just like, oh man, what's next? What's next? I want to know. Tell me. Just in that first part itself, not even the rest of the series. Concluding that, I want to see the rest of the series as well.
Right. Anson Mount voices Batman in this one. And if you're not familiar with Anson Mount, he is Captain Pike on Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Oh, okay.
He was also in Hell on Wheels. He was the main character in Hell on Wheels. Very good actor, very great actor. And he does a good job of voicing him. No Kevin Conroy, but he does a very good job of voicing Batman. Bane's voice was done really good.
Yes.
His voice was done on par. Like, it was done really good. So overall, I'm going to give this a good old-fashioned 4 Little Richards. Only 4 for now, because I want to see the rest of the series and see how it plays out together as a whole. I might change the rating overall as a series, but as an individual, this is going to go a hard 4.
Nice. I think I might agree with you on that because same thing. I mean, I'm getting really caught up in this series. So if the more I watch it, the more our ratings is definitely going to change. So hurry up. I want to watch it. Put it out tomorrow.
Like I said, I don't have a schedule as to the release date. Check Forbidden Panel and our social medias constantly for updates. I'll post that as soon as I can so that you can know when the next part 2 and part 3 come out. Moving on, we have some news to talk about.
What news do we got?
We are kind of flashing back right now on some olden times since we were talking about Peter Cullen and the voice of our generation. A movie that stood out in our generation was this movie, of which I'm going to talk about the sequel to. On October 4th, 1988, a derelict jet engine falls from the sky over Los Cerritos, California, and crashes through the bedroom of his 16-year-old, Donnie Darko, killing him instantly. For his family, the tragedy should end there. It doesn't. Assembled entirely from recovered government transcripts, secretly recorded conversations, and early email correspondence, the philosophy of time travel reconstructs the 18 months that followed through the eyes of Donnie's mother, Rose Darko. And she and her husband, Eddie, a senior CIA analyst, are drawn into a widening investigation that reaches from the Oval Office to the Mojave Desert. FBI surveillance teams, FAA officials, USC professors, and a mysterious circle of trackers and financiers all converge on the same impossible discovery: a strange celestial fluid, a set of unexplained artifacts, and a forbidden book. Roberto Sparrow's own philosophy of time travel that appears to predict the exact circumstances of its own recovery. Set against a real backdrop of the late Reagan era, the novel expands the mythology of the original film. Tangent universes, living receivers, the manipulated, into a sustained conspiracy that questions whether Donnie's death was ever accidental at all, and whether gone is the same as gone for good. So this book is basically circumventing the sequel movie that was made for it, and supposits a different sequel. And this one seems to be more in the line of the Donnie Darko film and conspiracy theory and all the deep diving that everybody did when this movie came out. Even so much so that Easter eggs were released, and a version of it was released so that it was told in chronological order, which in my opinion ruined the movie. Not chronological order, but they gave chapters and everything and clues that gave away the movie that weren't in the original movie. So now this book has come out further investigating the Donnie Darko mystery, and it's going to ignore the sequel and redo a sequel and try and get a movie made based off of it, starring the original cast. We'll see how that works out. But I'm very interested in it because I loved Donnie Darko growing up, and I'm a big book reader too, so I'm going to be checking this out. What do you think, Freddie?
Honestly, I've never actually watched Donnie Darko. I know of it, never actually seen it myself. So, I haven't been much of a book reader in years. I mean, I think the last book I read, like complete, was Halo: Fall of Reach and Halo: Combat Evolved, the book series. Still never finished the rest of those Halo series. So, I mean, I need to watch Donnie Darko, and then if I enjoyed it a lot, maybe I'll try reading the book too.
Oh, looks like we have your homework for next week.
No, the book or the movie?
Movie.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to read. But yeah, I'll definitely do the movie. I'll watch it. I've been interested, but I just never get a chance to choose it whenever I have a pick.
Oh, we'll find you the original copy and get that to you, because any of these remakes or that they made versions that just ruin the original movie. You got to watch the movie for what it was meant to be. I mean, it's one of the few times you're going to really enjoy Patrick Swayze, other than Roadhouse. So, in the next bit of news, filmmaker Ridley Scott confirms he's still pursuing a follow-up to 2017's Alien Covenant film, a project that would essentially end the trilogy that began with 2012's Prometheus. Speaking with the Los Angeles Times while promoting The Dog Stars, Scott confirms his follow-up is still in the works and would once again center on Michael Fassbender's David android character. He tells the outlet the story will pick up with David creating a brand new world for himself and remains fascinated with the malfunctioning AI character. AIs can go off, no shit, and if they do, it's like a bomb. A little over a year ago, Scott had indicated he was done with the franchise and had seemingly handed the keys over to Alien Romulus director Fede Alvarez to helm the follow-up to that film. At the same time, the Alien Earth series aired on FX, with second season currently in production. Reports emerged months ago that Alvarez exited the Romulus sequel over creative differences, possibly involving Scott, while filmmaker Sebastian Vanasek was also linked to some non-Romulus related project. And earlier this year, Scott told the Radio Times that the potential for more stories with David was super fascinating. So at some point, it sounds like he wants to veer away from Alien and go into AI David land. No. Don't you realize that that's what killed the franchise in the first place? I love Alien, Prometheus, and Covenant and want a finale to that trilogy, but centering it on David is what killed that franchise in the first place. They need to move on from David and focus back on Alien and get back to the lore. Take us to LV-426, where you're supposed to take us in the first place, and tie the franchise together, finally. Tie the prequels to the original film and make the timeline complete, please. However, I am excited that we're getting Alien movies. So,
You think they're trying to make another Ripley with David?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have another Ripley. It has to focus just on the aliens and whoever has to deal with those aliens. So,
which they're doing fine with Alien Romulus. We got the two people there, the android and the girl. You know, just continue on with that story. But if they're going to go into a prequel and finish the prequel, then they need to tie it to the actual Alien, the original Alien movie.
That's fair.
In my opinion. Let us know in the comments and chat section what you guys think, what your opinions are. We're really anxious to know what you think as well of any of the stuff that we've been talking about all night long. I see a couple of you are watching right now. If you're in chat, say hi. Let us know what you're doing, what your thoughts are. Meanwhile, Freddie wants to review this movie.
This is me, Eva. And this is Mother. I was raised underground, in a bunker.
The Earth was sick and needed time to heal without us.
Now, after years of training, I am finally ready to meet other humans. What's on the other side of this?
I don't have information on restricted areas.
WondLA. Is someone looking for me?
Intruder in sanctuary. What is that thing? I do not know. This vent shaft leads to the surface. Go!
Whoa. Where am I?
She is a human.
Okay, someone had a little too much to drink. No one have seen human for a long time.
If this is Earth, what happened? And where is everybody?
You are looking for answers.
I want to know what happened to the humans.
Oh my.
Something so fragile should not be so bold. Perhaps that is why you're the last of your kind.
What if I'm alone? What if I'm the only one?
However, you're not alone.
Someone out there wants me to find them.
Time to jump!
Freddie?
That is one. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's a forced to flee her underground sanctuary for Earth's surface. Eva discovers a world unlike anything she expected. As she journeys across perilous terrain and unknown civilization, Eve asks if she's the last, or whether she is the last human. This show is actually fun. I've seen clips of it on TikTok before. It caught my eye, but it didn't caught my eye enough to actually, get me to watch it at the time. It is a short series. It literally has 3 seasons, each with about 6 or 7 episodes. And it was actually pretty fun. It's kind of like a kid version of Fallout in the terms of you have somebody underground who goes to the surface and explores a world that she's not used to. She's supposed to be on Earth. Why does Earth look different? Why is she on Earth? Is she somewhere else? Those are questions to ask, and she's trying to find out herself. As you've seen in the trailer, you see all these creatures of different kinds, different fauna. No, flora
and fauna. Yeah.
Yes, that are very alien to what she was taught. She was taught what we know as our life is now. We know our trees, we know our animals, we know our civilization. Where she goes is new to her and new to us as an audience, and it was fantastic. I had fun with it. It was too short of a series for me, but man, I would love a couple more episodes at least each per season. As it's stated in the trailer, it's based off of a series of books. Never read them, didn't even know about it. So, All right, I don't know if it's one I'll also try to read as well. Again, I'm not big on reading, but hey, I'll give some books a chance at some point, but I just don't have the time, really. How did it look to you, AJ, in terms of just looks?
It looks cool. I mean, that's about it. I held no interest to me because, as you said, it seems very Fallout, very silo, and there's a lot of that out right now, and I'm a little burnt out on that whole idea.
That's fair.
You know, but it seems cool. Like maybe if I'm not on my fourth run through of Fallout, about watching it, but you know, currently wrapped in that world right now. So,
like I said, it's 6 episodes, and well, the first season is 6 episodes, but semi-spoiler, they don't spend the whole time. Well, yeah, they don't spend the whole time underground. So, but like you said, it's all like everybody escapes their silo of some sort in all these other shows, Fallout, Silo. So, but yeah, no, I mean, the characters are pretty fun. They look gorgeous. Their models, the animation, the storyline's pretty typical of that. But it's enjoyable. It's supposed to be a kids show, but if it works well with adults as well.
What would you rate it?
Cry a couple times. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me? This is a kids show. How dare you? But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch if you want something short to watch. Again, 20 episodes, about 30 minutes each. It's enjoyable.
What would you rate it?
I will give it a 4. Again, mostly I would give it a 5 if it was just slightly longer. Maybe 25 episodes. 26 between the, have it 26 between the 3 seasons, but I feel like they could flesh out a couple things a little bit more, but it was still great. Still kept me on the edge of my seat for the few episodes that there was, but definitely worth a rewatch as well, just so I could catch all I missed out the first time. There's so much going on, so many beautiful views you could just admire. So yeah, definitely worth the watch.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the review.
Of course. And what do we have?
I am now going to review. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I said, what were we planning on next?
Oh, I'm going to talk about. Unfortunately, I cannot show another trailer. Otherwise, we're going to get copyrighted. So I'm going to add to the stage the Motor City image. I saw Motor City yesterday, and was extremely impressed at this film. Motor City is about this guy, Alan Rickson, who falls in love with this girl and gets framed and sent to prison for 25 years for, again, he's framed, so a crime he didn't commit. And when he gets out, he plots his revenge and goes out and tries to get it. Now, this movie has all the familiar tropes of a story like this. We've all heard the story. We've all seen it. We've all watched it play out many times. I'm sure Jason Statham did it about 17 times. It's a very familiar story, but that works on its behalf because the film has no dialogue. That's right. They don't talk during the entire film. It's done like a comic book in that the action and body movements and their expressions and everything tells a story in itself. And you can see points where basically you can only hear what the camera can hear. Ooh. And whenever there's a conversation about to start, the camera pans out. You can see them talking, but you can't hear it. So you get the gist of what the conversation is about because the story has led you to that part. But you don't actually get to hear the story. You just got to follow what's going on screen. And I was able to make everything out perfectly and be able to tell what was going on and follow it easily because, again, it's such a familiar story. But the way it's acted out, the way it's played out, the action in it, the violence, the everything about it. The bad guy is such a cruel asshole. and you're just Team Alan the entire time through. And you're surprised by how non-Reacher this is, even though it has aspects of Reacher in it. You see Alan, this big guy, just walking around quiet, and it feels Reacher-ish. But when he's not beating the shit out of everybody like Reacher does, that's when you become shocked, you know. And the violence in this thing is good. The special effects is practical. A couple of CGI shots here, but mostly just, oh my God. I felt bad for Alan Richardson after this movie. I don't know how he was walking. Yeah, it just hurt bad. If you have a chance, it's not out anywhere yet. It's about to be coming out on streaming. I'm guessing it's gonna be on Prime soon. As soon as it gets out there, you guys need to watch this because it's something different, and it's really good. It's on the likes of like Lucky Number 11, stuff like that, and even so much as like a Sin City type of stylized violence, but silent, you know, and vivid, and yeah, I can't. Yeah, because of what it is, I'm just going to give it a straight up 5. It's about the highest recommendation I can give for it. I want to watch it again because I want to watch all the little nuances that I missed, all the little subtle, you know, hints and stuff. Because it just seems like, there's just more story, more body language that they're using to tell the story. It did such a good job, you know. And yes, Josh, it does have a really good cinematographer. I thought he did a great job. See, we now have comments.
Yay. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have time to watch this movie, but I'll try to give it a watch whenever I get the chance once it starts streaming.
I highly recommend it. It's really good. It was surprised me. I thought it was just gonna be another. Like, I didn't want to watch it because I thought it was just going to be another Jason Statham type movie, you know, another Alan Richardson type movie. It was just going to be over-the-top, schlocky action, generic bullshit. But this had a story, this had a familiarity to it, and this had an artsy point of view at it that I was able to just appreciate the shit out. There you go.
Nice.
And that brings us to AEW Match of the Week. This week, it is hard to gauge the matches because there's a big pay-per-view coming up this weekend. AEW's All-In pay-per-view is coming up this weekend, and that is their Super Bowl. That's their WrestleMania. That's their Oscars. That's their number one top selling pay-per-view. That's their go home show. So all their talent this week, while they're putting out good matches, they're still trying not to get injured before going into the big pay-per-view at Wembley. So a lot of talent, you know, but at the same time, there's a Continental Classic Cup challenge that was going on, and those matches were top notch. I didn't like the story being told in the Continental Cup. So that's why I'm not sharing those matches. It just, the story was stupid to me, in my opinion. But the matches were top notch and the wrestling was great. This match is Swerve Strickland versus Jungle Jack Perry. Jungle Jack Perry being the son of Luke Perry, Dylan from 90210. So while we're back on our 80s, 90s flashback, we're watching Dylan from 90210's kid in this clip. So enjoy. As soon as I figure out how to work this damn infernal gadgets.
Looking for the house call. No, Perry rolls through. Perry thrust kick. Buck swerve flush on the jaw. Jack Perry looking for the knee. Oh! Strickland wipes out Jack Perry.
Combine that with the fact that Jack was rushing out of the corner. What a house call that was.
Swerve. Stop. Oh, no, Perry. Rolls through. Track center of the ring. What a counter by Jack Perry on the swerve stop. Can he submit? Can he force Swerve Strickland to submit? Swerve wrenching at the fingers of Perry.
Yeah, it's working here, Excalibur. It's working. Oh, yeah, it worked. No.
No, Jack still with the legs hooked. Rolls over, pinning predicament. Swerve. Pump those powerful legs, able to kick out. Jack went for the knee strike. Swerve rolls through, maintains control of the head of Jack Perry. Perry counters. Hurricanrana. Swerve. Barely kicked out.
Yeah, many fans thought it was over, but Bryce Remsburg was right there. Wow, what a match we're having.
Perry, the back elbow from the middle rope, hops backwards. Was attempting perhaps a poison rana, but instead Swerve. No, Jack. The Cazadora blocked. Swerve, a handful of hair, trying to bring Perry up from the mat. He does. He hooks. Jack. Boom. Pressure. And Swerve scores the win. An emotionally charged battle for the richest prize in our sport this Sunday.
There you have it. I can't share anything. There you go. Bye. We're back. Yeah, so that was Jack Perry and Swerve Strickland in the match of the week. It was a very powerful match. A lot of great back and forth, which is what I always like to see. Not a lot of time-killing match moves, which is something I hate. And it was a great finisher. I mean, him grabbing the handful of hair and just pulling him straight up like that.
Dude,
that was
hurt
a great
me.
move. Right? That luckily it doesn't hurt me anymore. But yeah, so great match. Again, the pay-per-views this weekend. If you're into wrestling, into AEW, go check it out. It's on HBO. Starts at 10 a.m. because they're in Wembley in London, and there's a lot of great storylines going on. Well, yeah, there's something else that's happening this week, Freddie, that you're not showing up for, Freddie.
I know.
Is the Forbidden Panel live draw. We're doing The Fly. David Cronenberg's Fly remake is celebrating its 40th anniversary this weekend, and we're going to celebrate that by doing a live draw, streaming live from you from Forbidden Panel's offices right here. We're going to have 3 of our artists doing a live draw showing you tributes of art from the Fly movie itself. And we're going to be watching it in the background here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I beg you guys, please tune in. 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon, 1 to 4. Have lunch with us and spend some time. You'll also get a chance to learn how to draw. If you've ever wanted a chance to, pick up some cool tricks, some helpful tips, this will be a good chance for you to do it, as all of our artists will be here and they'll be in the chat room with you, so you can ask them questions. You can ask what type of material and equipment that they're using, where they've learned from, stuff like that. We'll also be talking about that while we're drawing. A lot of good stuff, a lot of fun. If you want to participate, if you want to draw on camera with us and want to stream in, drop me a line, forbiddenpanel@gmail.com, and I will send you the link. And then you can join us and stream in with your drawings as well. Otherwise, just join us and watch us and have a good time. Freddie, that's all I got for us this week.
All right. Well, I don't have anything for us today. So thank you for everybody for tuning in. Thank you, AJ, for having me. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us everywhere on social media under Forbidden Panel. Our social media is filled with news, content that we can't cover on the show, so make sure to head over to for your daily updated needs. We hope to see everyone back here next Thursday at 8:30 for episode 320. Until then, have a wonderful day. Until all are one.
Rest in peace, dear Peter Cullen.